Uncut Gems is the second film from the Safdie brothers, the directors behind their breakout hit Good Time from 2017, which established Robert Pattinson as a considerably brilliant dramatic actor. And I liked Good Time, and I watched it in preparation for this, but I didn't think it was anything as brilliant as people said it was when it came out. But I did believe that it most definitely showed that the Safdie brothers had considerable talent. And this is their second film following on from that, starring Adam Sandler. And I'm going to start with the negatives for this one, and I know I've never done that before for a review, but I want to get them out of the way as the film is very special for me in its way of doing things and how radically it changes for me in quality. And my only real issue with the film, which is a big one, is that the first half I felt is really weak. As for me, I couldn't follow what was happening. Maybe others could, but I didn't. And I didn't know who was who Howard owed, and what he owed them, as well as the dilemmas that he hits and what the significance, as well as the problems that he had to overcome were. And that may be just me, but I read the Wikipedia plot after watching the film, and I had no clue about when we were told certain details that plot description mentioned. But towards the end of the first half, I started to get a grip of everything, and then the film took off and rocketed upwards in brilliant over time in a way no film has for me, so much so that I just am in adoration for this film. That second half of this is the stuff of filmmaking perfection. It was riveting, thrilling, shocking, emotional, and masterful work from the Safdies. The Safdies have made half a masterpiece of the thriller genre, and if that first half was just a bit stronger, Uncut Gems would be, without a doubt, my all-time favourite thriller, and I am a sucker for thrillers, so that is some of the highest praise I can give a film, especially part of the thriller genre. It is the most mesmerising thriller I've ever seen in that second half, though. And this is thanks to many things. Adam Sandler's brilliant performance. It's very unexpected and really plays to his strengths in a way that I haven't seen in any other film. I'm yet to watch Punch Drunk Love, which many people say is similar in the way it brings out his talent, but this is something really unexpected for me. He plays a sleazy, grimy person who I didn't think actually cared for until a certain breakdown scene at the start of the second half. He brilliantly charms you without you even realising, despite the fact that it's obvious he's not a good person with the bets and money and lies that he's telling everyone. However, his performance is so brilliant and charming in a way I had no clue who was actually charming me, that it really swept me off my feet when I realised the magnitude and the brilliance of it. And the Safdies massively up their game here from Good Time. They refuse to let their camera sit still, even in quiet scenes. The camera's always ducking and swerving every which way, which massively ups the unease and nervousness for the viewer. And the editing at first did feel poor for me, with the characters, music and sound all clamouring over each other to be the loudest thing they could on screen for the viewer. However, I thought this was bad at first, but I quickly realised that it was all part of the unease and the tension that you're supposed to feel in the film. It's brilliant and really says something that I actually noticed it, and I rarely do notice those kinds of things in films, as they're often not used for that much effect, whereas here it's brilliantly used to really up the tension in certain scenes, especially in arguments and really shouty scenes, which occur fairly frequently in this. And Daniel Lopatin's synth-heavy score is brilliant too. The theme played right before the credits is just hypnotic. And the script is great as well. Very profane, very fast talking, but very fitting for its world and its characters. And thanks to the script, as well as Sandler's performance and the direction, the third act in particular of all the film is so brilliant, and it makes the ending of the film, the last few scenes on their own, so unexpected, but also so incredibly flooringly brilliant. The Safdie brothers have made a thriller masterpiece in the second half of this film, and have revealed Adam Sandler's brilliance to everyone who watches the film. If you can get through that first half, I promise you are in for something undeniably phenomenal. And I can't wait for what the Safdies do next after this. They are going to have a real challenge to try and top this. Despite the first half, the second half of this film makes up for it to such a ridiculous extent that I have to give Uncut Gems a 10 out of 10. If you have a Netflix account, you have no excuse not to watch this. It is worth using your 3 tiles, simply paying for a month to get this. It is such an incredible thriller. I think many people will be able to appreciate simply on the thriller aspects alone. They won't even need to notice how brilliant the filmmaking itself is. It is a brilliant film that came out of nowhere once it got to the second half for me, and I absolutely loved it. Uncut Gems is brilliant and is most definitely going to be in my top 5 of the year by the end of the year. That was my review of Uncut Gems, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.